Are you here to help? Or are you here to eat my food when I'm not looking? Your cuteness does not disguise the suspicion I have of your motives. Good afternoon, lovely people of the internet, and welcome back to the best place to watch videos that isn't Pornhub. Today I am very excited. It's a little bit late in the afternoon, like it's kind of evening, so if the lighting starts getting really dark and I just kind of disappear into this white wall, you know what, it's probably for the best. Today I am very excited because we are reviewing some chocolate bars that I have coveted for quite a while now, but I've never been able to find them in Scotland. I've never been able to find them in Scotland until now. We're talking about Tony's Chocolonely in all of its many shapes, sizes and colours. So Tony's Chocolonely is a Dutch company that makes gorgeous kind of Belgian style chocolate, I believe. A very European affair, which we love. These bars are enormous. They are so appealing to the kind of child in you with all of the colours and giant fonts and things like that. And I have seen and heard great things about these chocolate bars, so I'm really excited to have my hands on these and taste them with you guys today. So I picked up these 4 bars in my local Sainsbury's store. I believe that might be the only place in the UK that's stocking them at the moment. So I won't lie, these bars were a little bit expensive. They were £2.75 each, but they are huge, huge bars, like big, thick with 2 C's kind of thick. We're talking like 180 grams per bar, so that's almost double the weight and thickness of your regular kind of supermarket chocolate bar. We have Tony's milk chocolate. We have Tony's milk chocolate with pretzels and toffee. Girl. We have Tony's milk chocolate with caramel and sea salt, and we have Tony's dark chocolate for the discerning adults among us. So it only feels right to start with the regular classic milk chocolate. So as I said, this is just the classic milk chocolate bar made with sugar, whole milk, cocoa butter, cocoa mass and an emulsifier. Nice to see no palm oil or vegetable oil fillers in here, which again could explain why it's slightly pricier, but also hopefully of a better quality. Yes. Bitch, it is beautiful. Look at that! Look at it! It's a gorgeous bar. Like, the effort they have gone to with that is so cool. It's a really sexy, enticing, funky chocolate bar, and we're all about sexy, funky, yeah, we're all about those things on this channel. So thick. Nice and shiny as well, actually. A lot of conventional milk chocolate isn't tempered very well, so can look kind of dull or chalky. This looks like it has a nice shine to it. As I said, nice and thick. Let's see if Tony's chocolate is any good. That was a big mouthful, holy shit. Guys, it's, you know, unsurprisingly great. As expected, sweet, creamy, and just, it's a proper classic milk chocolate. It's creamy without being too kind of waxy. It's sweet without making you feel kind of too nauseous, though it's definitely a sweet milk chocolate. It's also a 32% cocoa bar, which is, even though only marginally higher than most regular milk chocolates, still noticeably higher in taste. Obviously, a bar of milk chocolate is never going to be the most mind-blowing thing, but if we're just ranking it in terms of a plain milk chocolate, it's sweet, it's sexy, it's chocolatey, it's everything I wanted from a milk chocolate bar. It's a 5 out of 5. I think I'm going to move on to this milk chocolate with pretzels and toffee next, because basically I'm just embarrassingly excited about it. So again, just a regular kind of milk chocolate in here, but we also have 7% pretzel crumbs and 2.7% caramel pieces and some sea salt. The chocolate and the pretzels only being around kind of 9.7% of the bar. Hopefully that means we'll actually be able to taste them. So I actually misread this slightly. This is a slightly darker milk chocolate. This is a 42% cocoa bar instead of the 32% cocoa we just had a minute ago. So this bar is, whoa, noticeably darker. We can see from the underside that we've got a whole load of thick chunky bits in this thick chunky bar, and it looks, with this accidental snapped off piece, that even though we're only talking about 9.7% of bits inside, that those 9.7% are quite visible. So we've got a good kind of ratio of chocolate to pretzel to toffee and sea salt in every bite, which we like. So let's stop talking and eat it. Oh wow. That is genuinely some of the best quality milk chocolate I've tasted from a brand that isn't like super posh. That is incredible. So obviously this one is much less sweet than the kind of plain milk chocolate because it has that kind of richness and mild bitterness that comes from good cocoa and a higher percentage of that cocoa. The tiny amount of sea salt and those pretzels give a gorgeous crunch to this, and you get a little tiny amount of that kind of sweet toffee taste that kind of rounds off the bitterness of the cocoa. I think personally I could have done with a bit more kind of chunky bits in there, but you certainly get the toffee pretzel sea salt effect, which I was kind of scared we wouldn't get because it was such a low percentage of it compared to the chocolate. But you do get a proper kind of little savoury note from those pretzels in there, and it's good. Again, the texture of the chocolate's good, it tastes good. I am very happy again with this bar, so I am going to quite happily again give this one a 5 out of 5. Okay, we have 2 flavours of Tony's Chocolonely chocolate left to taste. Let's give this milk chocolate caramel and sea salt bar a taste. So this bar has 10% caramel and 0.5% sea salt, so hopefully we'll actually detect some of that sea salt in there. Each one of these bars is like opening up a Christmas present. It's so satisfying. So we welcome ourselves back to the world of slightly creamier milk chocolate. Again, super sexy bar. Yes, I'm going to mention it every time. So with this one, you can immediately smell that there's some kind of toffee or caramel in there. You can smell a kind of sweetness. Okay, so you can see, or you might be able to see, the slightest little kind of chunk of caramel at the bottom there. Let's give it a taste. This one's good, but it's not quite perfect. Again, the chocolate is gorgeous. It's thick, it's creamy, it's sweet. You get a good cocoa taste from it. Going down the kind of salted caramel route, personally, I could have done with a bit more sea salt in here because it would have just balanced out that sweetness. And even the caramel, though it is detectable, and this bar is definitely distinguishable from the first bar, I think we do need a bit more of that caramel taste. I don't know if we need it actually blended into the chocolate, like brands like Hotel Chocolat do, or if we need just more kind of small shards of that caramel in there to make this a salted caramel experience and not just a milk chocolate bar experience, if that makes sense. So yeah, this one, though obviously good, obviously gorgeous, and very little wrong with it, not quite as good as the other two, so I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. So let's move on to the final flavour of Tony's Chocolonely chocolate. Don't worry, by the way, I'm not like eating these entire bars in one sitting yet. So this last bar in its gorgeous green wrapping is a 51% dark chocolate almond sea salt bar. So this is darker than all of the other chocolates we've tasted so far today by kind of an extra 9%, so definitely a noticeable amount. And this one has 10% almonds and again 0.5% sea salt. Oh, okay, and for some reason, instead of the silver wrapper that all of the others have been, this one is in a gold wrapper. I wonder if that's because it's a certain kind of darkness, or just because they kind of got bored of silver. Major strong cocoa smell from this. So typically your kind of classic dark chocolate bars are around 70%, so obviously this is less dark than a typical dark chocolate bar at only 51%, but it is dark, it smells dark. I'm very excited. So again, with this bar, you can see from all these kind of lumps, bumps and bubbles on the back that we're gonna have some little chunks of those almonds in here. So we can see when we snap off a big chunk of this bar that there are proper chunky boy almonds in here. I'm excited. Let's taste it. I need to know if Tony's single because I'm happy to be made a wife. Oh my God, right? This chocolate is amazing. Granted, like in the other bars, I personally would have maybe liked slightly thicker kind of chunks of almond in there, but you certainly get the flavour and the texture when you bite in. And the sea salt is much more noticeable in this bar than it was in the kind of sea salt caramel one. There's a lot less sugar in this bar, so even though it is obviously very rich because of the kind of cocoa content and just how thick it is, it's much less kind of sickly sweet. This is basically one of my favourite flavour combinations though. So obviously I was going to love this bar, but seriously, dark chocolate, almond, sea salt, I can't give this bar anything other than another 5 out of 5. I'm in love. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised. A lot of the time when we get kind of big hyped up chocolate products in this country, or we import foreign chocolates like American things, they can kind of just be expensive trash. And even though I myself fall into the category of expensive trash, that doesn't mean I want my chocolate to be that way. I love the packaging, I love the shape of the bar, I love the texture of it, I love the taste. I don't love the price, but for the size of this bar and the quality and being imported, it's justifiable. If you have ever tasted Tony's Chocolonely, or if you are Dutch, if you've been to the Netherlands and you've tasted this stuff or you've tasted different flavours, let me know. This might be my new favourite chocolate brand of the moment, so I'm very excited to see and learn more about it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see and hear more of this face and voice, you can find links to all my social media and to my Patreon page in the description box below if you'd like to help support the channel. In the meantime, I have some more chocolate to eat, so I'll see you next time. And as expected, here comes Poppy to eat all my food. I'm watching you. How dare you?